welcome to Rachael Miller TV. I am so glad that you are with me today. I have such an amazing guest. I could call her the cybersecurity queen, but what I'm going to do before she comes on to tell you what it is that you need to do to protect yourself and your digital footprint online. Yvonne Abraham is a certified IT security specialist and cybersecurity spokesperson. As a member of the FBI Citizens Academy, Yvonne has launched programs to educate, inform, and stop the spread of cyber attacks amongst businesses for over a decade. Yvonne designs infrastructures that help to create strategies and preventative measures to protect their data from cyber criminals. And unfortunately, there are cyber criminals out there. Yvonne Abraham, welcome, welcome, welcome to Rachael Miller TV. Come on, y'all, let's give it up for Yvonne Abraham.
Thank you, Lady Rachael.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for accepting this amazing invitation to be a guest on Rachael Miller TV. I am super, super, super excited about you being on the show today. And can I just call you the queen of cybersecurity?
Hey.
So let's start with, I know that there's a rise in cyber crimes, but let's talk about the importance before we get into that. Why is it important that this message of cybersecurity awareness, why is it important that it gets out during this time that that the world would dedicate a whole month to cybersecurity?
Well, so many things been going on in this arena. One of the main things, the Internet of Things, and what's happening is that so many people are connecting on the internet so many different ways, and so that gives the criminals out there opportunity to compromise your resources at any level now. And before it was just the internet. Now it's computers and laptops, iPad, your phone, which is really what we use a lot. So that's something that we really need to focus on and try to be more mindful of how we're using those technologies.
So when we're thinking about our cell phone, because everybody has a cell phone, we're thinking about our cell phones, our iPads, we're thinking about all of our gadgets and the personal information that we put out there. What are some of the do's and don'ts that you think that we should pay attention to when we want to protect our identity and protect our personal information that we're putting online?
But one of the main things that we're doing is we need to enlock on better word passwords and make sure it's something that when we're not writing it down or something that the hackers can easily identify because they just sit all day and try to figure out your information. Also, put in all your personal information, your bank information, your social security, all of that information, which we think, oh, we put it on our phone, it's so easy, accessible. But no, they can go in there and find that information through the internet. And so I advise people you can go on and shop and whatnot, but never save that information on your computer
So
or your phone
So
anywhere really.
when you're on, like, for example, like your bank, if you do mobile banking and they have a little box that says save your password, is that something that you should or should not do?
I wouldn't say my password, but right now they can identify you by your eyes. They go on now instead of having you to enter in your information. So that's one way. But yes, I would not save that information on my computer at
Mhm.
all, on my phone for sure.
I think that is such a good point that you just put out there today because I was working on something and I needed to verify my identity and they wanted to do a facial scan, that it's
Hmm.
me. And I'm like, now we're putting our faces, our the iris of our
Yes.
eyes. What are your thoughts on that? Is that something that you recommend that we do, or that we even shy away from? I even see it for airport security. If you want to sign up for Clear, you're putting your fingerprints, your eyes,
Yes.
things like that. If it's going through the government, is it considered that it's okay?
It is a little more safer these days to use that, because that's one thing that when I like I said, DNA is all different, and I think that's one of the things that will identify us separately from other people. There are some people where you see where they go in and they claim that they put in those who wear contacts or whatever, but still there's something about that that's not real. So that is one of the safe ways that you can be identified by.
What are
So
some of the
definitely
common
don't give that information.
what are some of the common mistakes that people make?
Well, we go online, we don't check things. We just automatically, like, you get these emails, and like, for example, what had happened to me not too long ago is that I got an email from a particular company, and I was like, oh no, because I had ordered something, and they said, oh, we didn't get the right information, and I just so happened to look up, and I noticed that the ending of the email wasn't like at the name of the company; it was like at Gmail. So we really need to be real careful with emails and that's information, because we get all excited and we're so used to ordering online, but we really have to check before we click.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Check before we click. So we're checking to make sure that the email address or that the extension of it actually replicates the website of the company itself.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Very
But
good.
banks would never do that, they won't call you like that. So there's a lot of ways for them to contact you to make sure that you are the person that you are.
Okay. You have a lot of, when I'm looking at your experience and the length of time that you've been dealing with, just the world of cybersecurity, it dates back for a while now. Do you think that when you look back over the years that there's been a growth of changes and things as it relates to the internet?
Oh, of course, one thing about technology itself is constantly growing and changing. And as we grow, or as the technology grows, the hackers grow too. So we definitely have to be mindful of that. That's the reason why uh, cyber awareness training is so important, not only just for your job, but just for your kids, your family, because there's always some type of person out there trying to out hack the other. Or and we hear that companies get hacked a lot and they have to pay all this big ransom, but these small companies and individuals are being hacked too, and they're holding your information hostage. And even though it might not be as millions of dollars, but a little $10, $15 or whatever, all that adds up.
Wow, that is so true. What about the cost? You said it adds up. So talk about the cost and the risk, because how are companies impacted and how are we as consumers impacted? Especially, we're gonna see a lot of people shopping. The holidays are coming up. A lot of people are gonna do online shopping. We're in the middle of COVID-19 still. On the heels of coming out of this whole thing, and you see a lot of people who are shopping online. They are putting their personal information online, their credit card information, things of that sort. So let's talk about the cost and the risk involved when we're looking at this.
Oh, it could be just like they can wipe out your whole account and you cannot get it back. A lot of these people are offshore, so they are, getting your information and getting your fundings, and you cannot retrieve them. And another thing is they getting into like the different currencies now. There's what bit money, that type of all those different new currencies that's out. They are going through different uh, entities to get you to buy in on them, and they're not true. So you have to be real careful on how you're investing, how you banking, and using your money for when you also uh, shopping online.
Okay, that's good. Ooh, this is good information. So, what are we know the warning signs, but what are the green light? What are the goals? How do we know that it's okay to proceed and to move forward with something that you're doing online?
Again, most of it's just being knowledgeable. Like companies, you only work with companies that like if you like to like Walmart, if you just real well known companies. and you just have to make sure that they are safe. Also, make sure that when you working on these websites that you have the HTTPS saying that they are secured. So just be mindful of those things when you're on the internet or on your phone when you're trying to buy something.
Okay, let's switch gears for just a minute and let's talk about some personal identifiable information, things that personally identify who you are. What do we need to be thinking about as consumers, especially during this Cybersecurity Awareness Month?
Well, again, like I was saying, just making sure that you don't give out your information because we give it out so freely. We give of course, our account numbers and address. All that information is so important. Like when I order things now, I'm beginning to have them sent to, my job, or have them sent to my I have a post office box because they get your address. They know where you live, so they can go
Wow.
in. They can go in your mailbox and get information out. So criminals, that's their job to personate other people to get what they want. So you have to be real careful.
So what you're saying is you're protecting your address as well.
Yes, that's a good thing to do. To find out where you are. I've heard where people get the address and they just kind of go in their mailbox and they can get things out because they're constantly. I get a lot of mail where this pre-approved, and they can actually get those letters and use your information and get credit cards off of your name. Just death identity, it's just at it all rapid right now. I strongly advise you to be careful. People, they just out to, you know, to be you. A lot of these different companies, businesses that have different products, they're not what they say they are. So you have to be real careful.
How do you do your homework? How do you know that you're dealing with someone reputable, even when you're downloading? And one of the things that makes me a little leery about even downloads to my cell phone would be like apps, different apps that that you can sign on to, and then you're giving those apps permission to the storages of your phone and different things of that sort, and being able to know, like, is this a spammer, is this something that is this app put together by something, by somebody that's reputable.
Sure. A lot of times, you'll see where, like, make sure that you're updating your phone. When they say update it, you update it because they constantly having different tools, different things to be able to prevent different sites of people to get on them, and
Wow.
also to detect. So also
Wow.
doing that, I know my phone get updated. At least they tell you to update at least once a month. So that's another thing. It's also with your computers. Make sure that you go in and get the updates that you need on your computers and
um
laptop, the iPad, whichever.
Such good information, Yvonne. I had to tell you, I can't even tell you how many times I ignore those updates. And they'll say, "You want to update?" And I'm like, later, later, later. And I am going to stop doing that. It's like, "Do you want to do it now or later?" I'm
No,
like, later. Don't do that, huh?
yep. And also, it happens a lot, especially like you saying you adding apps and different software on your phone or even on your computer. They want to know, can they take and get some of your, they make it sound so nice. Oh, can I add some people who's following you or some of your people on your address? No, no, you
Okay,
don't want
so
them
you
to
say
have your
no. When
pictures.
they say, "Can we have your
No,
contacts?" Would you like to connect
no,
us to your contacts? No.
no.
Okay.
That means they have access to that too. So I don't
Okay.
ever do that. If I
Okay.
want my contact, I can contact myself. I don't
Okay.
need them to use it.
This
So
is
you have to be
this
real
this is
mindful of those things.
this is good. Where are we missing it? With the holidays coming up, and where do we miss it? Just give us a basic, like, as consumers, what common mistakes we make. Just list off a few that you can, additional ones that you can think of, that to say where we're missing it. And then after that, I want you to get into how you help individuals to resolve some of these issues that they're dealing with, especially entrepreneurs. But let's deal with the first thing first.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I do advise you, well, what happened with the COVID and everything, people are on the internet more because they, not around a lot of people, so they constantly on the internet buying all type of things. And again, social media have so many different gadgets and convenient things you think that you need. And because we are creature of habits, we love shopping, we just love material things. So you have to be real mindful of, do I need these things, and if so, why? And it also will save you money, because I don't know about you, but I've gotten so many things. I'm getting ready to, I had to declutter myself, just buying things, and oh, I'm gonna give this to this, oh, I'll get to wear that one. But but in reality, we just have to just be mindful of the things that we need and why, because we're wasting money and time. And a lot of the products aren't that good. They coming from other countries. I know I bought something. I was like, this is definitely polyester, and on you
Right.
advertised it was something else. So you have to be just be real mindful of things now, of of because things are so different, and unfortunate, they're not going to go back the way they were. And so you don't want to be had, you don't want to waste your money, for one thing. And as actually sometimes these different companies, they get all your information and they use it against you too, because they're not reputable businesses.
Where can we go? And I wanted to get into the entrepreneurial piece, but where can we go to get more educated? And I know that's where you come in, because I just want to call you the cyber queen, because you are, that is your passion, that is your expertise, that is your mission. And we're going to put your contact information up on the screen. So for those individuals who would like to connect with you, maybe if you have mentorship or coaching, and where you
Oh,
can
sure.
actually go out and do training, tell us about your personal involvement with how you help individuals to protect themselves.
Well, with businesses, our well, our main service is to help businesses in terms of planning. We design business continuity plans, which where we go in the company and find out what their biggest risks are. We make a plan of trying to prevent anything happen to the company. We go in and identify all their peripherals, everything that they could possibly think could be at any risk that would close or prevent their business from functioning. Also, we prepare disaster recovery plans. In the event there's a disaster, we know, we just don't know what happened, when something will happen, but we know things happens. So we go in and we identify again a lot of their peripherals or items or things that would prevent them from continuing in the event there's a disaster. We do
Okay.
risk management. Oh, we also do awareness trainings. So we just help companies to make sure that their business continue to run smoothly.
This is awesome. So, for the entrepreneurs that are out there that are watching this, you can help to safeguard their businesses, their consumers as well, and making sure that nobody's trying to go in. You think about it. You have your client information online. I've heard of like places like major department stores where they were hacked, and people's credit cards were compromised. And so think about the solopreneur, or the entrepreneur who, they've got these small based businesses, but they have a list of clientele with their personal information on their computers, and being able to protect their business identity and information, as well as the information of their clients. Excellent information, and it is so needed. It is so
Yes,
needed.
it is.
Yes, it is. Well, I'm excited because you'll be hosting special classes on the social media platform, informational pieces as well, so
Yes.
people can reach out to you on various social media platforms. I know one of them is on the Apple platform. Can you please tell our viewers about other ways that they can get additional cyber tips by connecting to you and how they can follow you?
Yes. Oh, yes. On Clubhouse,
Hmm.
I am on there as Lady Yvonne Cyber News.
Okay.
Also, I am on Twitter, and also my information is on LinkedIn.
Once again, we have been talking to Yvonne Abraham. Be sure to log into her information. And I want to thank you all for being here today and getting this information. Please forward this. Share today's show with somebody that you know, because somebody that you know needs to be protected. And even our grandparents. I want to say this. Even make sure that your parents, your
Yes.
grandparents, because there are people who try to get to the senior citizens and compromise their
Yes.
information and their social security numbers and all that stuff. So we want to make sure that they're protected as well. Once again, thank you all for being with me, Yvonne. Thank you for being with me as well. Until next time, everybody,